Hey, this is Gina Grad.
Hi, this is Teresa Strasser.
Hi, everyone. This is Mike Errico.
Hey there. This is Casey Cavalier.
I'm Rocky Rose.
And you are listening to The Jay Franzi Show.
Lucky you.
Welcome to The Jay Franzi Show. A behind-the-curtain look at the entertainment industry with insights you can't pay for and stories you've never heard. Now, here's your host, Jay Franzi.
And we are coming at you live. I am Jay Franzi, and joining me tonight, the Daisy to my Donald, my beautiful co-host, Miss Tiffany Mason.
Hey, Jay, I'm just joining you just tonight.
Oh, dear God. I can never do anything right. I'm married. I'm just telling you that. I'm married and I'm used to this. I know how it works. I know what it means. If you are new to the show, I'm sorry. But this is your source for the latest news, reviews, and interviews. So if you would like to join in, comment, or fire off any questions, please head over to jfranzi.com. And if you would like to join us here live on the show, right next to us, and take some of this abuse off of my shoulders, you can go over to jfranzi.com/live. All right, my friend, before we get started, let me tell you about the question of the day. What is the first, and I said the first, it could be any, but what is the first song that you would like to add to your playlist for a road trip? So if you were going on a road trip, say you were going to Vegas, what would be the first song that you would add to that playlist? Don't tell me now. No. All right. So if you would like to join in on our shenanigans, please make your comments over in the comment section, and we will read them off a little later in the show. All right. Well, you know I'm a big fan of the band Five Finger Death Punch.
You are?
It's a band that I learned about and I follow a little bit.
Yeah.
So I like the band. But a while back, we had Bruce Ryder on the show. It was from episode 67, before I forget to tell people. People seem to get mad at me when I do things like that. But back on episode 67, Bruce Ryder, he's the live sound engineer for the band Five Finger Death Punch. He was on the show, told me a bunch of interesting stories. But today, Five Finger Death Punch is re-recording their classic hits because they just got in a little scuffle with their record label. So they are pulling a Taylor Swift.
You just took the words right out of my mouth.
I know. We've talked about that, right? So what happened is their record label decided to sell their catalog. They have the right to do that. They can sell their catalog. But they decided to go ahead and sell the catalog, and they didn't offer it to Five Finger Death Punch. They just sold it and then told them what they did. So Five Finger Death Punch would have purchased their catalog.
Yeah.
But because they didn't offer it to them, they sold it off to somebody else. And now Five Finger Death Punch says, well, that's fine. Well, we'll go back in the studio and we will re-record all those songs now. So there's going to be a Death Punch version.
So wait a minute. Okay, so let's just say Sony. Okay, you sign up to be with Sony. And then you create 10 albums with them. Those 10 albums, that's your quote-unquote catalog?
That would be your catalog, yes.
Okay.
In this case, let's say Sony, because they're a record label and a publisher.
Okay.
So the publishing company would own the rights to the music, and the band would be on the label whether they own the rights to the music or not. So the label signs the band, and they put together typically like a 3-album deal or something like that.
Okay.
And the band would go ahead and record those 3 albums, and then they promote them. And if at the end of the 3 years they think it's a good relationship and things are going well, everybody's making money and everybody's happy, they will re-sign that deal for maybe another 3 records. Or
how often do people re-sign?
Not very often. We've established that with Miranda Lambert had a hard time re-signing her contract. So, and she's a great artist, great singer, and great music, and still has a hard time re-signing. You know, I was listening to TL's Roadhouse today with Tim McGraw, and they were talking about how the bands from the 90s were probably the best era of country music, and both of them being from the 90s as well. But how very few of those bands from the 90s or artists from the 90s even have record deals any longer. So it's just crazy how the industry works.
I'm still perplexed about this catalog. We still need to go back.
Go back.
Okay. So it just seems common courtesy. Why wouldn't they have reached out to Five Finger Death Punch and say, hey, do you want to buy this catalog?
Well, the labels usually make deals all the time. Publishing companies make deals all the time. It's just like, I have a mortgage for my house, and the company that I got the mortgage with sold it to somebody else.
Yes.
So it's a gamble. It's a business deal like any other.
Wow. Scandalous. Who knew? I did not realize all that's going on behind the scenes. It's like one song, but man, everybody's got their hands in it.
Yeah. So, it's a big deal.
Wow. Okay.
Somebody gave me a hard time one time. Everybody says, don't give up your publishing. And I had a song do very well at one point. And somebody said, well, you gave up 50% of your publishing. I said, no, I did not give up 50% of my publishing. I made a deal with the publisher, which is a very common deal. They take half for their efforts because they have the contacts and the network to sell the song or put it in TV shows or movies or whatever that person does. Yep. And I sit back and collect half of the money.
Yeah.
Seems fair to me. I can have half of a deal, or I could have 100% of nothing.
Right.
So like when I had the song put in Saturday Night Live, that was a big deal. And the publishing company got half the money, and then myself and the other person I wrote the song with split the other half. Everybody was happy.
And it all went to your wife and your girls.
Well, it does now. That was a long time ago.
Oh. Well, then it went to buying Von Ray a beer.
And Blow and
oh my gosh.
Those were my dogs, Hookers and Blow.
Yeah. On that note of Blow and Hookers, we're talking about Foreigner.
I was a huge fan of Foreigner growing up.
Me too.
You're not going to offend me by talking about Foreigner.
Well, Kelly Hansen, who revitalized Foreigner as the lead vocalist since 2005, announced his departure during the performance on The Voice on May 20th. Guitarist Louis, am I saying it right? Louis, or is it Lewis this time?
It's a name. I always say Louis, but
okay.
I don't know. Louis
Maldonado.
Whatever. It's an Italian name. It's good for him.
Maldonado. He's going to step in as the new frontman. The band is preparing for the 50th anniversary in 2026 with plans of a celebratory tour and documentary. I would like to watch the documentary.
My concern with it is there is not an original member in the band Foreigner. At this point, that is a tribute band.
Yeah.
Seriously, not an original member in that band. Which goes to show you, it's what I say, like, especially we mentioned Kiss in the past with Makeup. It's really easy for them to have that band continue.
Yeah.
But this goes to prove that the bands will continue on.
Well, and us just talking about, everybody having their hand in the pot. I mean, the publishing can change hands, the recordings can change hands, and the band title can change hands.
Yeah. And that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Bands fight over the name of the band a lot. Like the band Ratt. It's one of my favorite bands from the 80s. The singer is not allowed to use the name Ratt. And it was his band. He came up with it. And he's not allowed to use it, so he has to go out as Stephen Piercy from Ratt. So it's just crazy to me.
I can't imagine coming up with the name myself and then all the blood, sweat, and tears to build up the band, and it becomes famous, and then one of your bandmates screws you over and now you can't use the name that you came up with.
Yeah.
Such garbage.
I will tell you what, if you ever bust my cookies over the show and you take the name away from me, it's going to be the Tiffany Mason show, and I'll continue on. I'll continue on for saying I'm Tiffany Mason for the rest of my life. But no, I mean, that's the thing. That's the deal. Bands do it all the time. Queensryche fought over the name in Jeff Tate, who goes by Operation Mindcrime, Jeff Tate's Operation Mindcrime, which was one of their big hit albums. And then there's the rest of the band went back on and got a new singer, and they continue to call themselves Queensryche. So it's like, which one do you go with, the singer or the band?
I just can't imagine being. I don't know. I just don't think I'm like that. Where like I feel good about taking what you built. Like
Right.
I don't think I could do it. But I know that the music industry is very cutthroat and people get greedy and I'm sure, but just seems wild to me.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Bruce Springsteen.
Take two.
Mr. Bruce Springsteen unveils tracks 2, the Lost Albums. Springsteen, clearly I'm having a problem with it.
Take two.
Springsteen has released a collection of the 82 previously unreleased songs recorded between 83 and 2018, from back in the 1900s. 1983 to 2018, the 9 LP box set offers insight to his expansive career.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
If they're unreleased songs, if they didn't release them back in 1982, do you think they're good songs?
Well, we've talked about it before. Maybe the audience wasn't ready for him yet, Jay.
Okay, good point. Yeah, sure.
Maybe we're all ready now. Maybe those songs from the 1900s are going to be relevant in this century.
There you go. Hey. His style of music, that could actually work, right? Because it's not going to sound any different. It's him and a guitar, an acoustic guitar. It's going to sound the same then as it does now. The difference is the topics that he sings about.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, maybe.
Well, I don't know if he's singing about sex, drug, and rock and roll back in 83. I don't know if it's relevant now, but
Never know. Might be.
we'll see. I guess time will tell, right? My dad always says, live long enough, you'll find out. So if we live long enough, we'll find out.
Well, I guess now we have to.
Now we have to live. Ugh. All right. Hinder is set to release their 7th album, Back to Life, on May 23rd. This marks their first album in over 7 years and features singles like Bring Me Back to Life and Everything Is a Cult. The band will embark on the Back to Life Tour 2025 with support from
Saliva.
Sylvia. No, Saliva. Definitely Saliva. Kingdom Collapse and Kelsey Hickman.
Come on, you didn't like Saliva?
I've never heard of them.
Yes, you have. You've heard their music. Click, click, boom.
Oh,
You know that song,
okay.
right?
I believe I do.
That was the song that I liked from them.
So we should talk about where bands came up with the name of their band.
You know what would be a good way to do that?
Tell me now.
Get them on the show and tell us.
Well, Saliva, you're the first one we want on.
Let's see if we can make that happen. Not just Saliva coming on the show. Well, let's see if we can figure out where names of bands come from.
Jim Morrison. It says his statue was
Who is
discovered.
Oh, you seriously don't know who he is?
I know who he is, but I don't know what he sings. I know who he is for sure.
Who? Now I want you to
like-
tell me.
No. I know.
Read the rest of your headline. I'm sure you can probably figure it out.
Well, no.
Okay.
Doesn't say where from. Anyways, It says his statue. It wasn't his statue. It was his bust, which is like your head up, right? So his bust was discovered 37 years after being stolen from from the Doors singer's grave. Okay.
Hey, there you
It
go.
wasn't the headline.
Light dawns over Marblehead.
Oh. So the late American singer and poet, it went missing from his gravesite in Paris almost 40 years ago, 37 to be exact, and it has now been found according to the French police. So if you're going to be over there, I looked at it though. It's got all kinds of graffiti all over it. Like, who the F are these people? Leave stuff alone. And why does he have a bust in front of his gravesite anyway?
Well, he's Jim Morrison. He was the Jim Morrison, the one you don't know.
Oh, Jim Morrison?
It's that guy.
The very famous singer Tiffany doesn't know.
There's been movies that have been made about him and everything. Hey.
Whatever.
All right, question of the day.
Like I was in a car getting ready for a road trip.
Oh, clever. What is the first song or songs or whatever you would put into a playlist for a road trip? What is the first song that you would add to a playlist for a road trip tonight? We're going to Vegas.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
We're going on a road trip. We're making a mixtape. And what are you putting on it? We're making a playlist.
We're making a playlist. Oh, if we want to be themed and be cutesy, I would say Fast Car by Tracy Chapman.
Oh.
See what I did
Well,
there?
to me, a road trip means I'm going to sing my brains out to something. And like the whole car is going to join in and we're being loud and like in your face. That's what it means to me. So I chose Blister in the Sun. I have another really lame one too that I picked.
Really?
But
lame.
I know you always say one. What is the one song? So I only gave you
It could
one.
be more songs, but let's give everybody a chance.
That's what I think. Give everyone a chance.
Everyone deserves a chance, except for George. George did not show up for work tonight.
Whoa. Where's George?
You know what that means, right?
George, you're fired.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, George. That's what's happened when you don't show up to work.
Don't feel bad, George. I show up to work and I get fired.
And you get fired. There you go.
Hey.
All right. Moving on up. Alex. Alex says, life is a highway. Apparently, Alex likes the cutesy thing too.
Yeah. Very clever, Alex.
Very clever. Thank you. Thank you for playing along. Oh, I didn't mention Life is a Highway by Tom Cochrane, not Rascal Flatts. Tina. On the Road Again by Willie Nelson. Yeah.
Are these really the songs you people are picking?
I don't know if they are, but they're clever and I like it. There was a comedian singer, John Valby, who played piano and sing songs, and he had one that was a playoff of Willie Nelson's On the Road Again.
Oh, funny.
He talked about his wife being on the rag, and he was like, when you're on the rag, I'm on the road again.
Oh. God, I haven't heard it called that for a long time.
Welcome to the Jay Franzi Show. We are educational. Oh, let's see. Oh, here you go. Carlos, you joined us once before, but this time you're not going to get any props from me.
Oh.
He says you were talking about Bruce Springsteen.
It's a tongue twister.
Take two. Carlos says you were talking about Bruce Springsteen. How about Born to Run?
Oh.
Okay. People are very clever. I like this. Heather says, how about Running Down a Dream, Tom Petty? Jared says, Radar Love by Golden Earring.
Ooh. I like that one. I don't know that's who sings it, but
Yeah, Golden Earring. I just told you. Come
I
on.
have a golden earring in today.
Do you? Nice. Clever. You knew that was going to happen.
We planned it.
Samantha says, I like Tiffany because she likes Fleetwood Mac, so therefore, go your own way.
You can go your own way. Yes.
Samantha, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you care. But
Samantha, I
didn't
just
mention me.
ordered a Fleetwood Mac t-shirt. Can't wait to get it.
Okay.
And my daughter chose a Metallica shirt, and I was very excited about it.
No. As long as she's not excited about it.
Right? Oh.
Those are the days I'm afraid of.
Hope that apple doesn't fall from this tree.
Nice.
I think she did.
Logan, buddy, love you. He says, Highway to Hell, AC/DC.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. AC/DC is touring again. They're on the road right now.
Oh.
And I saw a video from their tour, and they sound the same as always. I mean, they're doing a great job for being 152. All right, Danielle. I like having you here, but I don't think you're at the right show tonight. She says Rihanna. She says shut up and drive. It's clever.
Ooh.
It's clever. You can stay, Danielle, because it was clever. I'm not sure about Rihanna.
I don't know. She's got a lot of sass, and I like it. I'm here for it, especially in the car. Now, Jay, are you a car dancer?
I would say no. Dancer, no.
Yeah, no,
The two of us were on a road trip. I'd be messing around and probably would have no problem dancing in the car. But
Yeah.
no, not on a normal
not by
basis.
yourself. Not.
I mean, I could. I mean, I have nothing against it. Just nothing's moved me.
I get in the zone.
I might sing a song or, play steering wheel drum set or something, but
Yeah, yeah. I'm doing all of that, and sometimes I'm like so in the zone when I'm playing, singing along with my little songs.
Get in the zone, AutoZone, not a sponsor, but
Yeah.
could be.
Let us know, AutoZone.
Yeah, reach out. We all drive.
Yes.
Apparently
Yes,
we go on road trips.
And we stop at AutoZone to get anything that we need for the car.
Yes. And snacks. There you go.
Sometimes the hardware warehouse places, Home Depot, local tool places, whatever, they have the best snacks
Yeah. Nails, screws.
and screws. Snacks and screws.
I was going to say nuts, but I didn't want to.
Well, it's interesting that you were going to say nuts because I was going to say what they always have are nut goodies. Have you ever had a nut goodie?
Not by choice.
Well, I've had them many times by choice. I've paid for them. They are like nugget and I think a little bit of toffee and some nut. And then they're covered. Okay, so what other song would we put on a playlist? Because that is a slippery slope that just keeps getting slipperier. I gotta stop.
Liam says, hi, Liam. I assume Liam, Liam.
Yes.
Is there another way of spelling Liam?
No.
Okay. Sorry, Liam.
No.
Liam says, I'm going to be, and then in parentheses, 500 miles.
That's the other one on my list. 500 miles.
There you
I
go.
would walk 500 miles.
Right.
I'm gonna be the man that's coming home to you.
Anyways, do you know who sings it?
Proclaimers.
Okay, good for you. Kendra says, I agree with Jay. Fast Car, Tracy Chapman. Not the country version. Kendra, I love you.
Yeah, it's I'm gonna be. Sorry, Liam. But yes, we can go on a road trip together.
Josh says, Sweet Home Alabama, Leonard Skinner.
Ooh, yes. Definitely.
Nate says, Jack and Diane, John Mellencamp.
Oh, yeah.
Now, to be fair, wasn't it John Cougar at that time?
Yeah.
Another record label issue. His name's John Mellencamp, but the record label made him change his name to John Cougar.
I like all three. John Cougar Mellencamp.
Oh, here's one. Tyler says, you mentioned Incubus last week. How about Drive?
Oh,
That is their best song by far.
nice.
Harper says, Born to be Wild by Steppenwolf.
I think we should add Sweet Caroline as well. That feels like a pretty good one. Easy on the memory.
Good with the Boston-related songs, so I'm good with that. Erica says, The Go-Go's Vacation.
Ooh, yeah.
The Go-Go's
Yeah.
was one of the first recordings I ever purchased, like physically purchased on my own
In the 1900s.
in the 1900s. It was the original Go-Go's album.
Wow. That song always makes me think of National Lampoons.
Toto, Africa. Trevor says Africa by Toto.
Yes. Do you know that song, he's talking about the rains down in Africa. He always wanted to go to Africa, but he died before he got to go.
Oh, don't depress me. I did not know that. You're like my wife. You sound excited to share sad news with me. My wife's like,
No, I'm
all the
excited
time,
that I
"Here,
know
let me tell you
something you
about
don't
this."
know.
And it's like, no, I didn't know that. You're very good. I like that. Rachel says, how about Cruise by Florida Georgia Line?
Yes. Yes.
Jonah says, Every Day is a Winding Road by Sheryl Crow.
Nice. Ooh, I think if you're going to do that, you got to do, is it called Picture? I put your picture away.
Nice.
Yeah, do that one too.
Nice. Michelle?
Michelle.
I would say Michelle.
Michelle.
This is probably not the best song for a road trip, unless we're expecting to get a DUI. She says Tennessee Whiskey by Chris Stapleton.
No, it's still good.
Yeah, it's a good song.
You're not going to get drunk listening to the song?
Gavin says Old Town Road by Little Nas X and Billy Ray Cyrus.
I don't know. What about the Tipsy song then? We got to put Shabuzi in there.
Shabuzi would be a good one.
We got to get some Taylor's version songs in there.
I don't know. I don't see that anywhere on here. Reed, I do appreciate you being here. He says Don't Stop Believing by Journey.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm looking. I don't see any Taylor stuff. Where's our Swifties this week? Ooh,
I don't
Beth,
know.
this is a good one. She says Before He Cheats, Carrie Underwood. That song always gets me pumped up when that comes on.
I'm over it.
Wade says Give Me All Your Lovin' ZZ Top. That's a
a good
car
one.
song. That band is nothing
Yep.
but car songs. Oh, here's Taylor Swift, but not the way we think it. Melanie says Highway Don't Care. Tim McGraw featuring Taylor Swift and Keith Urban. I didn't know he was featured Taylor Swift.
No, I don't want to listen to that one. Sorry, I'm not going on a car trip with you.
I am censoring. Oh, Andrea says, man, I feel like a woman, Shania Twain.
I'll take any Shania.
Yeah, I like
I'll
Shania.
take a little Celine Dion too, because that was my car. That was my car driving song. That whole album, one of Celine's whole albums. So I got to throw Celine in there because that's what I used to always do.
Devin says Uptown Funk. Mark Ronson featuring Bruno Mars. I like that song.
You know what? That song was a soundtrack to one of the conferences that my husband and I attended. You know, my husband is very quiet and he's very reserved and he's very, all the introvert things. And there was like a little camera crew out there and they would make these videos throughout the day and then they would play them on the TV in our hotel rooms. That song was playing and I pushed Sean into the pool. And so that was one of the scenes that made the reel or whatever that day.
Nice.
And so we go up to the hotel room and that song is playing and it just, they're not very long. I don't know, 2 minutes or something. And then it would just play again and it would play again. I'm like, oh, watch, here we go. I'm going to push you in.
And was he happy with you at that moment?
He was, because he had quite a few margaritas. And so he didn't mind it at all.
You had drowned him. I got it. No, I see where you're going with that.
It was only 3 feet deep. He's fine.
Oh, that's even better. Crack his skull open. I got it.
Oh my gosh.
You're good at this stuff. Work with my wife. She watches all those TV shows that teach you how to kill somebody. I think, what do they call them? True crime? Yeah, that's it.
I don't like true crime. They scare me.
Yeah, me too. It scares me that my wife watches so much of it. Derek says, well, if it's going to be Tiffany going on a road trip, wouldn't it be Enter Sandman by Metallica?
I mean, I'd still listen to it. I'd still get fired up, just different way.
Nice. Oh. So let's see if there's any others. Let's see if there's any others worth mentioning.
According to Jay. According to Jay Franzia from the 1900s. I don't know why I'm fixated on that today.
Savannah says, Edge of 17, Stevie Nicks. I only mentioned that for you.
Ooh. Yes.
I'm such a dumbass sometimes.
Jay, talk nice to yourself.
I was going through to see if there was any worth mentioning. I'm like, I don't recognize any of these names. It's the names of the people who wrote them, not the name of the artist. I'm like, huh. There's a few others, but let's end with these last couple here. A very, very good song. I mean, very good song. And your Metallica actually covered the song. But Colin says, Turn the Page by Bob Seger.
Oh.
So that's a good one. And let's end on our favorite previous guest, Rocky Rose, out with Cyndi Lauper. Tasha says, I Drive All Night by Cyndi Lauper.
But Jay.
Oh, no.
I don't know if you said what you would put on a playlist.
I did. Didn't we start that way?
I
said
feel
Tracy
like I
Chapman
started.
Drive.
Oh, you were serious.
No, I mean, that's the first one that came to mind. I said if we were being cutesy.
Yes. Okay. Fair enough. It's the memory thing.
I have the bad memory, and you're the one forgetting things.
In the world of country music, we have Miss Dolly Parton. So the Country Music Hall of Fame in Nashville has unveiled a new exhibit titled Dolly Parton, Journey of a Seeker. Nice problem.
I thought you were going to say she's doing a collab with Journey. I was going to just get all excited for me.
No. Open through September 2026, it showcases her rise from Smoky Mountains to global stardom, featuring personal artifacts like handwritten lyrics on iconic outfits. It'd be cool if the lyrics were written on her outfits. Parton, now 79, attended the opening and announced plans for her own museum in downtown Nashville.
She is one of the nicest people in the world, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing but good things to say about Dolly. Everybody I know that has actually spent quality time with her says she's awesome. And she's great to the community. Everything in Nashville or even in East Tennessee is, Dolly this and Dolly that. Mm-hmm. And I like the fact that she's willing to experiment, too.
Experiment in what way?
Musically.
Oh. I didn't know if you meant like with the parks and that kind of stuff. I didn't know if you meant wasn't with trying to
or,
left lane. No. Well, not anymore for sure. But too soon. Too soon.
It's never been harder. We took a hard left. Let's bring it back. We didn't just take a left. We took a left. We went off the road in a storm.
I have recently in my life met 3 people that felt too good to be true, but that's just who they are. They're just really that amazing and that good.
So it's me and who else?
Well, it was a short list. Your name didn't quite make it, but...
Whoa. Damn.
Tiffany, you're fired.
Trump. No. Oh, I see how it is. Your name doesn't get on a list and you fire me. That's cool.
Got nothing better to do.
All right. Mr. Alan Jackson, the country legend, he performed his final tour show in Milwaukee, citing health issues related to,
Let's just say chronic health issues. We don't have to.
Chronic health
we don't
issues.
have to be specific.
Some kind of tooth disease. At 66, Jackson plans farewell concert in Nashville and hinted at future music product. Wow. Future music projects despite retiring from the road. The sad part is, you guys, we read through these before. I read through all of these before the show.
Read through. I don't read at all.
Oh, well, I read through them so that I don't make these kind of mistakes. But,
I didn't realize he was only 66.
I didn't either. I would have guessed him older.
Yeah, I would have guessed him older. I don't know if you saw any of the video from it, but I was able to see the video of the last song and have him get up and walk off stage. It was pretty sad. I didn't realize he was having a hard time. But he got up there, he performed, he sounded great. But then there was what appeared to be like a bodyguard standing next to him. And he was there for support. Like Alan had to hold his arm to walk off stage and stuff. Kind of reminded me of Toby Keith. Kind of reminded me of Toby Keith when he walked off stage. It was just rough seeing somebody, that you've listened to forever and seeing him struggle.
Well, I feel like it's kind of like when people say that they see their dad decline in health, and it's like these great celebrities, and then we're reminded that they're mortal just like us.
Yeah. It used to be people would stop before they got to that point.
Yeah.
These days, they just keep going.
Yeah. I have this song just like on repeat in my head. And it's Rascal Flatts, Mayberry. But it's the line, Sunday was a day of rest. Now it's one more day for progress. And it's kind of like that. Like, I mean, we're all just like, you just have to keep pursuing the almighty dollar because life is just expensive. Yeah. And so I think that, they have like a certain lifestyle that they're used to, and then to maintain it, to keep it, you got to keep performing. And also it's their passion, their love, their identity. And so.
Yeah. I'm nothing against them doing it. It's just sad when you see it happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tim McGraw thinks he's going to be ending soon because he says his quote was, and I thought it was as solid of him to mention as anybody. He said, people don't come to hear me sing. They come to see me perform. He said, if I get to a point where I can't perform, there's no point of me just standing in one spot to sing. So he's self-aware enough to realize that, which I thought was great. Yeah. So sad.
Yeah. We just see these big personalities and then they become more normal.
Yeah.
Well, somebody who is not becoming more normal is Kelsea Ballerini, but she is taking a break from, well, not taking a break. She's just done, I guess, with The Voice.
It was a short stint.
Yeah, real short stint. Didn't she just come on with her boots?
Yeah.
Anyway, she's not going to return as a coach for season 28. Despite leading her contestant to the second place finish, Ballerini steps away amid mixed reactions. The upcoming season's coaching panel will include Michael Bublé, Snoop Dogg, Niall Horan, I don't know who that is, and Reba McEntire.
All right. Let's talk about a couple of these real quick. We know Reba and everything. That's great. She's awesome. Yep. But Michael Bublé, he is awesome. I mean, he might not be our typical rock or country music, but he is awesome. Super talented.
Yeah, I gotta Save the Last Dance. That one would have to go on the road trip playlist. Big fan of the Bublé.
That segment's over. It's too late. Sorry, Michael.
Well, no late submissions.
And then Snoop Dogg, I get it. He's talented in that world, but can you truly coach somebody outside of that world? If you come from that world, you might have the ability to sing and do that stuff, but I don't know, does Snoop have that ability?
Well, I wonder, does he have the technical ability? Like,
well, yeah, that's the part I'm wondering.
I mean, yeah,
technically,
the skill
he's
set.
Got the charisma, by all means.
Right.
He can coach somebody.
He's got the stature or whatever, but can he say, like, hit the falsetto harder?
Right.
Like, I don't know.
That's the part I'm wondering. Technically, could he coach somebody? I mean, it is a vocal show.
Right. Yeah.
All right,
it's called The Voice.
We will hold off opinion until we see how good you do. You seem to do good at every other thing in the world.
Yeah.
So, not judging you yet, buddy.
So my dad's name is Dennis. It's like Dennis says, live long enough and you'll find out.
There you go. Now, another reason we have to live longer.
Well, speaking of the singing shows, a while back, we talked about The Road, which is starring or featuring Keith Urban and Blake Shelton. And the first episode is going to come out September 1st on CBS. And that was the show where they're basically going to get to, survive on the road. So these people go on the road, they perform. If they do well enough, they advance and they go to the next town. And so we're going to see what it's like to see life on the road. So that's going to kick off September 1st on CBS.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm kind of excited for that one.
Keith Urban, huh?
Yeah. Keith Urban, Blake Shelton.
All right. Fair enough.
I want to meet Blake Shelton in person just because everyone says he's so tall.
He's tall. He was one of the first people I met when I moved to Nashville.
Yeah.
When he had his mullets and all that stuff. He's a tall man. Taller than I.
Okay.
I come in at 7'2", so he's got to be at least 30 13.5 or something. Yeah.
A giant among men.
Yeah, right. Oh, all right. Let's move on to recommendations. But before we do, let me clear something up from last week. We were so
Please.
excited to jump in and talk about the song that I did not mention the artist or the song. We just went ahead and talked as if everybody knew. And we talked about it the week before, but the song was Closer to More by Maddie McCree. So if you want to go check it out, please go ahead and do that. And then you can go ahead and listen to our episode and hear our thoughts. But this week, I'll go ahead and let you introduce your song. But this week, we'll go ahead and mention the artist and the song. So please, Tiffany, tell us the song that you chose for me to listen to.
Well, I had been at a wedding and heard a song, Shazammed it, fell in love with it, and it was by the Miss Lauren Daigle, and it is called Love Like This. And I know that she is talking about a love with God, but I did love it in the realm of being related to two people that have just formed a union and they're starting their life together and, you know, being deserving of a love like that.
That's nice. See, now I thought you were trying to throw me a monkey wrench by making me listen to Christian music.
No.
I thought you did that on purpose.
No.
No?
No.
Good to know. I mean, but either way, it's funny. There's a lot of Christian music made in Nashville. That's one of the big genres of music that's done in Nashville. So I've worked on a lot of it. I've literally recorded and mixed a lot of Christian music. But no, I thought you were trying to just throw me a monkey wrench because we typically talk country and rock, and all of a sudden you mentioned Christian. I'm like, that's cool. But no, it was very cool. I liked the song. It was it's very soft, and I mean, it did build up throughout the song, but it was very soft. I mean, in the beginning, it had that soft piano feel to it as well, but a very breathy vocal.
Yes, the context was it was their first dance together. So like just think of like this tender moment. These people are dancing, you know, they've just gotten married, and then they're just like
God and Mary. Oh no, wait, you're talking about the wedding you were at.
Yes. What were their names? Lindsay and Michael. And they had just tied the knot, and it was just like such a intimate, you know, thing where they're just like so in love with each other, and like, you know, you just said your vows. You're just like in that ooey
The song was
gooey
about unconditional
lovey-dovey
love.
phase. Yeah.
I mean, it was with God, but yeah, it was
Yeah.
unconditional love nonetheless. Why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah. I thought it was nice. And I love her voice. If you listen to other stuff by her, she can get very soft or very vulnerable with her voice. But I love that it's like, I feel like my voice is doing it right now where it's like that. I don't know, but like you're singing, you know, but it sounds good. I don't know. I really love Lauren Daigle's voice. It's very growly.
Yeah.
A lot of grit.
It had a very Adele feel to it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Hit the nail on the head for sure.
Hit the nail on the head.
Jay, you just don't hit the nail on the head.
Oh, so wrong.
You're pretty talented with that hammer.
This is a religious song about God.
Yes.
Just throwing that out there. This is not one to knock boots to, my friend. The lightning come down and boom. Anyway, it was recorded in Nashville. It was recorded right down the road from Bob's house.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, it's in Franklin, Tennessee. I probably shouldn't be telling where Bob lives on 38 Walnut Street. I probably shouldn't mention that. It's right around the corner from the Stop and Save. I don't know.
Stop and shave. For truckers.
That's what my wife, she gets some growth on her way home. I make her stop and shave before she gets to the house.
That's where the lot lizards go.
The
They
lot
stop and shave quick.
Oh. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool that it was recorded out in Nashville. And I mean, part of it recorded at Starstruck. We mentioned Reba earlier.
Yeah. Very cool.
It was good. Overall good. Had 2 producers. I know how we like that.
Oh, ayo.
I mean, the song itself is rather broken down, but it had a little bit of a build up, and then all of a sudden, it broke down again, and then the second half of the bridge, when it kicked back in, or was probably back into the chorus, it kicked in full-blown instrumentation further than it was even the first couple times. So they put a lot of thought into the production.
I think this was one of the very few songs that I just like it because I like it. Like, I know that we are picking songs on, some form of criteria, but this is one of the very few songs that, like, it was just a feeling.
And no criteria. Pick a song, any song that you would just recommend that somebody, me, and everybody else, me and the crew, a song that you think we should know about or listen to. Those are the ones we want to know. Things that we wouldn't normally find on our own is really what it's all about. It's not about anything else. I mean, whatever you think is good. Just
we can do
two of
whatever.
us sitting around by the water cooler. Hey, did you happen to hear that song? The one we were
What
making love to and got struck by lightning.
Stop. What one would you recommend, Jay?
All right. What I would like you to listen to is probably something you're not familiar with. Artist called Royale Lynn. Royale Lynn. And the song is called 6 Feet Deep. I'm anxious for you to hear it because I think it sums up this show. She's a new artist. I found her on Instagram, and it appeared as if she's doing everything herself for a team of people, like local, just unsigned or whatever. But I think that's probably a little exaggerated. I think she does have a record label or people behind her. She's touring with big people and she's doing big things. So she either blew up real quick and got lucky, or she's had a team of people, working it behind the scenes. But either way, I really liked the song.
Okay, cool.
She markets herself as a country artist, but this is a metal song.
Interesting. Okay.
Punk country or whatever she calls it. But you can check it out. The crew, you guys can check it out. Please chime in. Let us know what you think.
This crew will bring our reviews next week. All right. Well, this is not very entertaining. It's very sad, but this man was very entertaining. George Wendt, the Cheers star, passes away at 76. You may have seen it on social media or on the news. It was the beloved actor known for his role as Norm Peterson on Cheers. He died peacefully in his sleep on May 20th and appeared in every episode from the sitcom 82 to 93. Dang, for 11 years. And was nominated for 6 Emmys. He also had roles in Saturday Night Live, The Simpsons, and various stage productions. Liked me some Norm.
Great guy. I mean, every time I see Cheers, the only quote I ever think of is, Norm.
Yeah.
And living in Boston, I've driven by
gosh.
Cheers, the original Cheers, and they created a couple little satellite restaurants. Like in Faneuil Hall is a big marketplace. They created a restaurant there and stuff. It's pretty cool. But in the picture at the front was Norm. It wasn't the rest of them. It was Norm because everybody's expecting to see Norm when they come in.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's sad.
Sarah Silverman Postmortem on Netflix. So that's her latest Netflix special. It is emotionally resonant. Am I saying that right? Resonant. Thank you. I knew I was wrong. Resonant and darkly humorous performance honoring the memory of her late parents. Filmed at New York's Beacon Theater, this special blends poignant reflections with satire on mortality, family, and personal growth. Miss Sarah Silverman's back.
I'm going to save my judgment. I will watch it. I will check it out. I enjoyed her earlier in her career, and then she kind of went off the rails to me. So let's see if she's back on track yet. I don't know. Maybe she is.
Okay.
Again, that's just my opinion, and what does that matter?
It matters because you have a crush on her, so, or
No,
you did have
whoa. Whoa.
Wasn't that what you said?
Wife,
The lady...
she doesn't know what she's talking about. I did think she was cute. Back in the day, I thought she was cute. I mean...
And now you think she's a smoke show.
She was not my my exact type, no, but I thought she was cute.
She's aight.
She's like, there's people I think are, like, I would have a crush on that I think are, like, physically.
Like Tina Fey.
She's cute too. But I can recognize just general cuteness and stuff. They're cute. They're both cute.
Yeah. I would agree with that. Okay,
but
well.
Miss Piggy, on the other hand, now that.
What?
I don't know. Just trying to think of a girl that wasn't real so I didn't offend. But bestiality may have crossed the line.
Wow.
I don't know. Another hard left.
Okay. Well, I'm going to rein you back in.
Oh, please
And
do.
we're going to talk about Mr. Nate Bargatze.
Nice.
Bargatze.
I like him.
He is tops comedy tour earnings. So he, okay. So he has become the top grossing comic in a report, earning over $48 million.
No.
Doesn't matter.
In a report.
In a
On some
mid-year report.
spreadsheet somewhere.
It doesn't matter. Details, they're foggy.
Back to
But
factual reporting here, folks.
We've already established that people come here for facts. Okay, so let's give the people what they want. So $48 million that he's earned, his success places him alongside major musical artists, highlighting the growing popularity of stand-up comedy. And could it be because everybody is so stressed out, depressed, anxious, because life is so fast?
Life is a highway.
So life is a highway, man. And so comedy helps us to, comic relief. Like, it helps you to release the happy hormones.
I think comedy's always been there for people. I think the difference is the internet and social media are here now. And social media is what's bringing comedy to the forefront. All the scrolling, and comedians have really jumped on understanding that. Matt Rife being one of the ones that quickly jumped on that and realized the power of the short form video. I mean, that's how he blew up. He blew up because all of his stuff is really crowd work, and people find that funny.
Yeah.
And those little quick comebacks and stuff.
Well, because I feel like it's not. It feels like, and it's not rehearsed, or, like, you got to be actually talented to, be witty like that and have those quick comebacks. So that's what makes it funnier. And then, sometimes they say, life is funnier. What do they say? Like, you can't make up real life, like it's funnier. The real stuff is funnier than what you could write, so.
Sure. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
No.
Edit point number 32.
It is true, though. Like, sometimes it's just like the crap that your kids come up with.
You
Like,
can't make up this. That's
no. I was going to say, like, some Lucy stuff. Oh my God, I can't wait to meet that kid. So, anyway, speaking of Matt Rife, he actually is launching the Stay Golden tour. So we'll have to see if that
He's already at the
pops
golden
up.
age of his career. Just started and now it's over.
That's how it is, though, right? It's a flash in the pan, man.
He's good.
Potent,
I saw him perform live. When he came to town, I was able to go check him out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was good. I don't think it was.
I think he's trying
great.
too hard. Me personally, I don't think he's got enough experience under his belt yet. He just seems very wet behind the ears still to me.
Well, I think what you said earlier about his comebacks, he's very clever and he's got the ability to be quick with the comeback.
Yeah.
Now I think what he needs is a little bit of life experience to have something that's not a dick joke for the comeback.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, hey,
I would agree with that.
there you go.
He's on his way.
He's very good.
I mean, he's already reached the golden section.
He's
so
trying to
he's
stay
clearly-
golden.
Yeah.
Unless it's a
Maybe
shower.
like the golden
I
boy.
don't know. Apparently we're still stuck on dick jokes too, so we can't say much.
Because they're funny.
True. Fair enough. No. I really like him. I do. I think the specials that he has out are really good. You know, the ones where he's got planned jokes, written jokes, I think are good. And then if you end the special and do some crowd work, I like it when you show, it's typically an hour-long show when you go see a comedian. And
Yep.
I think if you do like half hour, 45 minutes of planned show and then maybe 15 minutes of crowd work, I think that's a good balance. I like to see your creativity with your jokes and then follow it up with crowd work because, that's really good. That's probably one of my favorite things. But I don't think the crowd work shines if it's nothing but crowd work.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the whole thing.
But I'm about to eat my words here, so life's a bitch.
Well, also, I think with crowd work, sometimes you get those uncomfortable pauses, I don't like that very much. So I wouldn't want an hour of that.
Well, let's go ahead and move on, and I will tell you why I'm about to eat my words. I went to see Big J. Okerson.
Whoop, whoop.
VIP treatment, VIP tickets.
Oh.
Ticket 1. But I'm not going to argue. Hey, I'll take what I can get.
Yeah.
But I went, and it was funny. They seat people. It's just like the VIP section is assigned. The general admission was not assigned. So it's a 3-level venue. It was nice. It's a place called the Liberty Funny Bone, just outside of Cincinnati. And the seating area, they seat in groups of 4 or groups of 2. I was group of 1. So I'm sitting with somebody. So anyways, they put me dead center, like right at the stage. I mean, I was
perfect.
There was 2 people in front of me. But I sat at the table. It was a table of 4, and there was one couple at it. They were at the first half, closest to the stage, so I sat at the back half. And I was getting ready to order some food and stuff, and security comes up to me and says, "Sir, can you move up, please?" I'm like, okay, that means they're going to sit a group of 4 behind me or something. So I said, okay, and I move up, and I turned to the people. I said, hi, I'm going to sit with you guys tonight. And they were nice. They laughed, and we joked, and we ordered food together, and made a joke out of it. Yeah. And then nobody ever came and sat at the table for the whole night.
Oh, my gosh.
It's like, thanks. Thanks a lot. But anyways, it put me even one seat closer to the front. But the show was amazing. But the reason why I said I'm about to eat my words is his entire show is crowd work.
Oh.
I mean, nothing but crowd. I mean, he's good at it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's very good at it. And there is a lot of, whether it be dick jokes or boob jokes or whatever. Yeah. And some guy wore a shirt. He sat to my right, and he was there with his wife, but his shirt said, "I love boobs." I mean, big, giant letters. So he got picked on immediately. And
he was asking for it.
But he says, "My wife made me wear it." And he turns to the wife, and she says, "Yep." I'm like, okay.
Did she have big boobs?
She did have big boobs. She did. They know what they like. But I didn't get picked on, but there was a girl to my left, and she was sitting there with 2 guys, and she was with one guy, which was supposedly her best friend or whatever, and the other guy was just sat at their table. So they didn't know each other.
Third wheel like Jay?
Yeah, like me. He called on her all night long because she was hot. She was hot, and she was wearing very little.
Yeah.
And he thought, those 2 were married. When he found out they weren't married, the entire night was, well, he wants to sleep with you. You don't know it, but he wants to. And he was like trying to convince them to sleep with each other all night long.
It's like first date.
They were friends. He said they've known each other forever, but he, out of the gate, got her talking about the raunchiest stuff. He said something about, "Are you wearing a butt plug?" or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
And she turned to her friend, and I thought it was going to be in disgust, but she turned to her friend and laughed because he suggested she wear one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this just got interesting. But it was a fun show overall. He was very, very good. Very good. I mean, I've seen his videos forever, but it was good to get to see him in person and get to see his show. But the Okers were really good too. I mean, I don't remember the opener's name, but he was still learning. He's a local, but
Okay.
he was very good for still learning.
Was he as good as you, Jay?
Well, come on, let's be real now. That's a very, very hard level to reach. You got to lay on the floor to reach that level. He was very good. He was definitely better than I am, sure. But
Yeah.
and then there was the girl who hosted the night. I sorry if she's listening, but did not find her to be funny. She wasn't trying to have fun. She was trying to be funny. You know, the others were just having fun. They would say,
Right.
Even the opener, the local guy, was telling jokes, but he was laughing at himself. He's laughing at things.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
seemed like she was angry stuff.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
it was angry jokes.
not very funny.
And you're the one supposed to be hyping up the crowd. So
She was defeating her purpose.
overall, I thought the entire show was good. Good overall.
Very fun.
First one that I left thinking, man, I want to go back. So the first one I would go back. If they were back in town again tomorrow night, I would go.
Well, I had a very similar experience. So Thursday, I got a text message from my girlfriend, and she was like, "Hey, I have an extra ticket to Forrest Frank. Would you want to come?" And I was like, "Yeah, I would like to come." It's another Christian artist. So if you don't know the name, that's why. But he does have 2 songs on secular radio, I think. So you may have heard those. But anyway, I was very excited.
Just like the fact that you say secular radio, like any of the crew members know what that means.
Secular radio is anything but a Christian station.
It just sounds very sophisticated the way you just throw it out there like that, and just
Oh, well, I am very sophisticated. I don't know if you've spent very much time with me, but I am a very sophisticated kind of lady.
Tiffany, you're fired. Goodbye.
Trump knows me by name. So,
AI Trump. AI Trump.
AI Trump.
No lawsuits here.
So we went to the concert. That day I had listened to some of the songs, and it was funny because one of the songs that I absolutely love now, I did not like just listening to it like on Apple Music or whatever. Went to the show.
Recommendation in the Wild. What's the name of it?
No L's. We ain't taking no L's.
Oh.
No. That one's not, but this is like a rap song. So it's like a Christian rap. I don't know.
Crap.
It's rap. No,
You said
not
Christian rap.
No,
crap.
it's not crap. No, it's not. But
the acronym.
He's very clever with his words. Very, very clever. So, that's a home run for me right there. Felt the same way. That I was like, oh man, if he was performing again tomorrow night, I think I'd buy tickets. So he's actually going to be performing at the Iowa State Fair, and yours truly is from Iowa. And I would maybe go with my daughter and my mom and go see it.
And don't worry, I don't want to go.
Okay, good.
And this is the second time you've excluded me tonight.
It's a girls' trip, Jay. You want to hang out with my mom at a
Yes,
Forrest Frank concert?
I might. How old is she? Just throwing that out there,
She's in her 60s.
It's not that bad.
She just had a knee replacement, so she got a new knee. She's mobile.
Joints are lubed.
Oh gosh.
Not that kind of and off to the
They're
left.
gliding. Yeah, so we've been listening to the music now. I can't get it out of my head. And every time it was the coolest. Oh, and did you see my reel? I feel like you did see my reel because you see all my stuff. But did you see that he pulled up Logic Pro and he was showing how he creates a song?
I did.
Yes. And I was nerding out because I was so excited. I was like, that's what I use. But this is the funniest part. Okay, this is so funny. Okay, I've been using Logic Pro for probably 2 years, right? And that's how
You brag about that. That's disappointing.
I know. I'm okay with it though. I feel good about my choices. So I'm watching. Okay, now when you're in Logic Pro and you have a track, you have different controls on the track, and you can make it play by itself, or you can silence it, or whatever. You can choose whatever tracks you want to play and whatever tracks you want muted. So I knew that the M was for mute, and that works. And I don't really need a workaround, so I've never really explored what the S is for. Until Forrest Frank is sitting there explaining, he goes, okay, let's solo out just this track. And he clicks on the S, and I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So not only did I get a concert, I learned how to use Logic Pro while I was there.
Wow.
I know. I thought it was so funny that I have
You're
used it
killing
for
me. You're
2 years.
killing me.
I know. I knew you'd be pretty pumped for me. It's sad. But, if you haven't needed it, then you don't look for a solution. So it's been fine. But I did use it already this week. I was pretty pumped about it. And I was like, let me just hit the S.
Let me just solo this up here real quick.
But it was also interesting because he was talking about multiple piano parts, I believe. And so he was like, let me take a couple of those out. And it made sense to me because when we were talking, you had I said, what makes a cleaner track sound or whatever. And you had said, if there's 12 guitars playing, I take a couple of them out. And so it was interesting that he had a couple of piano pieces and he took a couple out. I thought that was interesting. Oh, drums. That's what it was. It was drums.
Yeah. There is definitely times when mixing music that sometimes it's better to take things out. Remove things from the party.
Well, all I could think of is I was like, God, I wish Jay was here. I wish Jay was here. Because I just want to like...
Whoa. You've excluded me twice. Now all of a sudden you need me there when it comes to work. I got it. No, hey.
No, I just want to pick your brain and be like, okay, now, why is it like that? Oh, that's what that's called? Oh, wait a minute. Like, I don't know. It was just so interesting. But I feel like every time I have a question, you always have an answer. So I know that if I would have had a question, just ask Jay. That's the new segment. Just ask Jay.
There you go. Speaking of that, we get feedback from time to time. We should probably read some of it on the air.
Yeah.
Crew members, if you would like us to do that, let us know. Put it in the chat or send us a message on the socials, and we will consider doing that.
Only if you tell us you want it.
I always send the feedback to Tiffany, but I never read any of it, and maybe we should.
Yeah.
People
Possibly.
do that, right? People still do that. They want to hear their
People
names.
do that.
They want to hear their name on the air. That's why every time we do a question of the day and we forget somebody or skip over somebody, I can get for it.
Or Jay censors them. I'm an engineer out of Nashville. I censor the messages.
I'm North Nashville. I'm in Kentucky.
No, yeah. Well, what do you have going on this weekend, Jay? What are you doing for Memorial Day?
I didn't even realize it was Memorial Day, but I'm going to take it. I'll take an extra weekend day. Why not?
Yeah, right.
I don't know what the wife has planned. That's always a wife question to me. There are a few shows here in town I will probably consider going to. Maybe stop by Laurie's Roadhouse. Not a sponsor, but could be. I really like Laurie's Roadhouse. It's a great venue here in town.
Now, I need to ask, is it really Laurie's Roadhouse? I feel like maybe I've asked you this. Or is there a weird spelling that you always say Laurie's? Or is it your Bostonian accent that makes you say it like that?
Lori.
That's Laurie.
So am I saying it wrong?
Laurie?
Yeah, that's what I said.
It's okay. People always make fun of me for how I say roof, like the roof of a house. I don't know if I say roof or roof right now, but I think I always say roof.
I would say roof.
Yeah, red roof in.
A lot of people say rough.
Yeah. The roof, the rough of the house, the roof of the house.
I don't know.
So you always say Laurie, and I'm always like, I wonder if there's like a weird spelling or if that's just our little J in his Bostonian
I
accent.
just can't speak, apparently. Lori?
Laurie.
Laurie's Roadhouse.
Laurie's Roadhouse.
Lori. Laurie's Roadhouse.
I have a friend from Michigan, and her brother-in-law's name is Alan, and she always says Alan. And so I was like, same thing. I'm like, so is his name spelled differently, or do you just say Alan weird? And she's like, oh no, I say Alan weird. I was like, okay. So every time she talks about him, his name is Alan.
Nice. It's a very large venue, but it's in a strip mall.
Oh, weird.
It used to be a Kroger.
Ah, well.
But I mean, it's a large venue. I mean, the inside is massive.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, it's truly a
That's
large
massive.
venue. I mean, they're standing in the produce section.
Huh.
I don't know.
Pick up a couple cucumbers and hit the road.
Whoa.
I know. I just have cucumbers on my brain because that's what Hannah and I had to pick her up a cucumber tonight. We've been on a kick. Now, when Mr. Mason, he's out of the house. So when Mr. Mason leaves, I cook for Hannah. And so it's a lot of non-bread, hummus, cucumbers, tomatoes, feta cheese, Greek dressing, balsamic dressing, something to that extent. And then there's this shredded chicken I like. So whatever I make her, I just throw the shredded chicken on. And she's happy because she doesn't eat a lot of meat. And so we're both happy, and that's what we eat. So we were out of cucumbers, so I had to pick her up a cucumber tonight. So she had a cucumber when she got home, and she can have a cucumber in her lunch tomorrow.
I told you I was sick this weekend, like violently sick. It's because
Yeah.
I ate before I went to see Jay do his show. I stopped at not a sponsor, I stopped at Popeyes.
Okay. Fair enough.
Fair enough. But I ate what appeared to be a raw piece of chicken. Like I was eating chicken nuggets or boneless chicken wings or whatever you want to call them. I call them
Three-piece?
boneless
You get
chicken
yourself a
wings, but I got
five-piece?
yelled at the other day and said they're just chicken nuggets at that point. They're not wings.
Yeah.
But, so anyways, I got a large order of chicken nuggets or boneless chicken wings.
Chunks of chicken.
And I was eating them, and then I ate one. I could feel, as soon as I bit into it, I could feel that it was raw. And right after that show, I was not feeling good. The next day, I couldn't get out of bed for 3 days. I mean, I was out even on Monday. I get up, I started my day on Monday and had to turn around and go right back.
Oh, no. Wow.
It was rough.
You messed up your gut biome.
So anyways, that's the deal with that. But then the other thing, it made me laugh. I may have told you this. I may have told everybody this, but please bear with me if I did. You said earlier you turned and you punched your kid or whatever.
For chomping on chips.
Yeah. Well, we were at the dinner table the other night, and my daughter Bella has got a disorder. She was just diagnosed with FND, which is functional neurologic disorder. And sometimes you develop tics, and they come and go. It's kind of like a Tourette's tic, but they go away. So they don't typically stay. But we're at the dinner table, and she just turned to the right and just punched my 10-year-old right in the face. And the 10-year-old, I'm sure I told you, but my 10-year-old just turned back to her and just looked at her and says, "Tell me that's not going to be a new tic." She just was as calm as can be about it. I mean, as calm as can be. I would have lost my mind. I wouldn't have thought it was a tic, but it was a tic. She sometimes will just turn and like hit your arm or something.
She seems very sweet.
Yeah, she's the sweetest daughter I have out of the 3 daughters I have. That one's the sweet one. And it was just like, bam. I was like, okay. There you go. Fair enough.
So you're telling me I just have to tell my family I have FND when they're eating
I have
chips?
tics. Yeah. And there goes the bag.
My God. Have you ever watched, Hannah and I used to watch Cooking with Balin, but now it's...
Oh, yeah. We're not allowed to watch it anymore because if my daughter sees somebody have a tic, she will develop it.
Well, there's this one where there's a old YouTube video, like when she was probably being discovered or whatever. And it's called Cooking with Tourette's. You should look it up. It is hysterical. She has these eggs and she's trying to not crack them. She's trying to like avoid her tic. but she like wants to smack it on her mom's face. And then she's like, oh my gosh, let me put this egg down because she knows, she's aware of it. She's trying to stop it, but they're very impulsive. Like they don't have very much control over it. So yes, that was Hannah and I's thing for a while. Oh my gosh, we would watch that and watch it and watch it.
We watched it before my daughter was affected by any of this stuff.
Yeah.
And the theory behind it is this stuff is manageable and you can treat it, but they come and go.
Yeah.
But I picked her up from school the other day and we're driving down the road and she, just out of the blue, I was on the phone and she yelled something. I was like, what the hell? She goes, yeah, that one scared me too. I'm like, I'm glad she can laugh about it.
Yes, agreed. It's her new party
tough.
trick.
Yeah. The only reason I'm even telling you and anybody else is because she set up a TikTok account where she actually talks about it.
Yeah.
So she's trying to bring light to the condition. She's actually met a girl that's from her school that has the same condition, and they hung out for the first time. They didn't know each other.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
cool.
the condition's fairly rare.
Right.
So the fact that she's met somebody else that has it and stuff, she was excited to get to talk to somebody going through the same thing. Right.
Well, I wouldn't say misery loves company, but it's kind of that scenario where like it's just nice to know you're not alone.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, speaking of being alone, I'm alone, and I cannot wait till Mr. Mason comes home. He comes home on Friday. He's been up in Charlotte, North Carolina, and he's going to be coming back down, and then we are going to take the boat out, and I'm excited. We're part of this new boat club, and they have...
I can't do it. You're doing it again. We're going to take the boat out. We're part of the boat club. Is this the yacht? Oh, no, this is the one that fell 3 feet short of a yacht. I got it. No, we're good. No. Although it's not a yacht, Jay. It only fits 50 people. No, I got it. I remember the conversation now.
Well, this one I'm very excited about because the other boat club didn't have it, and this one has it. And it's a double-decker pontoon, and it has a slide.
Oh, I forgot you're from Florida.
What? I'm from Florida.
Those are big deals in Florida, the pontoons.
Yeah.
Because you guys like to
all the
float
boats
and
are.
drink.
But I'm very excited. Preston is going to bring up his girlfriend, and my girlfriend's going to come, and so it's going to be fun.
Your husband's
going to be
out
a
of town,
boat
so you
full.
can bring your girlfriend.
No, my husband will be back in town.
I know. I heard you.
I have to call him Captain Mason then.
Nice. I told my wife, I said, look, if I go get my doctorate, you're going to call me Dr. J. She goes, I will never call you doctor. I'm like, thanks. Thanks, babe.
That could be something for a Nora Jones kind of night.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's make something out of it. She's like, no.
Right.
No.
Wow. Are these archivists?
That's what I'm saying.
We bring balance to our spouses, Jay. So you just gotta force it.
She's an archivist. I mean, what the hell?
Yes.
The crowd that she hangs with is not the same. I'm out
She
with Big J and listening to dick jokes, and
5-finger death punch.
she's out at a conference talking about how they preserve paper or something. I don't know. Not my thing.
Nothing it makes me happier than when I say just something so vulgar to Sean and he just cannot reply to it. It is my absolute favorite. There was a lady on social media and she was like lap dancing her husband. She's like, God, I'm so happy that he puts up with me. And it's very similar in our world where he just got a wild one, but he deals with it and he balances me out. And I think that I probably balance him out a little bit too. A little bit of fun.
It's like I have 2 wives. And you both abuse me.
That's why you like it. That's
Yeah.
why you come back every Wednesday.
Yeah. That's it. Well, we've done it. What time is it now? Okay, we've almost reached the top of the hour for a second time. I guess that means we've reached the end of the show twice. So, whatever. Works for me.
Kind of seems what we tend to do.
We do that. We do that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've reached the top of the hour twice. We've ended the show twice. So if you've enjoyed the show twice, please tell a friend. If you haven't, well...
Tell 2. Tell more.
Tell 2 of them. What the hell? And as always, you can keep the conversation going over at jfrenzy.com. We will talk to you there. We will talk to you here. We will talk to you anywhere. Join us. Join us
We're
live.
Dr. Seuss.
jfrenzy.com/live. Press the button. Come on in. It's only happened once. No, it's happened twice now, hasn't it?
Twice. Yeah.
There you go.
One time we
only
weren't
two
recording.
people are willing to join us here, folks. You know. So if you want to join us, if you want to make a comment, we love it. I appreciate you typing them in the comments. But if you ever do want to pop up on screen, and I'm going to give you a fair warning, if you click the button, you will go straight to the screen. So if you ever feel like you want to do that, you know,
But sometimes I feel like people want to really debate their song choices with us. And so
they are welcome. Welcome
Right.
to do so.
show
That's
up.
what it's about. I
Show
thought
up.
about giving a phone line so people can call in and do that. But no, come on the screen so we can see you.
Yeah. And you guys, we don't air the video.
No, we
It's
don't-
only
yeah.
only live while we're live.
That's
And then
true.
after that, it's audio only.
So, yes, but come on, talk to us. jfrenzy.com/live. All right. And also, please stop by the socials, say hi to us there, too. All right. Well, Miss
Always happy
Tiffany,
to say hi.
final words, my friend.
Support the musicians, explore new genres, and always keep the volume up.
All right, folks. On that note, have a good night.
Thanks for listening to The Jay Franzi Show. Make sure you visit us at jfranzi.com. Follow, connect, and say hello. This episode has been brought to you by VR Knives, your source for 100% custom knives made by a true rock star. So, if you're in the market for a new piece of art, reach out to VR Knives. 407-421-5528. 407-421-5528.